by climate change and increased human presence.
While scientists predict more than 1 million species could go extinct in the coming decade, Seattle photographer Art Wolf offers
It's become a destination in medicine for patients across North America. Since 1910, Providence Swedish has never wavered in their focus on exceptional, high-quality care. Patients from as far away as Europe and Asia are finding their way here to Seattle with cutting-edge.
Just Ashley Ruiz now. And Ashley, walk us through what we can expect this weekend.
Well, overall, I would say this snow obviously is a good thing for the skiers, the resorts, of course, just not for any drivers, and especially late tonight and early tomorrow. That's when we're expecting potentially some heavy snow up in the passes, but the heaviest snow and an additional couple of feet of snow will impact the Cascades by Monday. Also, we are tracking that potential for very cold temperatures next week and potentially some light lowland snow. Of course, it's still about a week away, so we can't really iron out the exact details. But what we know now is that possibility is certainly there. So at the moment, we're just tracking some light showers out there, but you see at some of the cameras at Stevens Pass, Snoqualmie Pass, just seeing some light snow, but the conditions are going to really go downhill late tonight for travelers. So we have a winter weather advisory now in place until 4 o'clock for mainly the Cascades, northern Cascades. That is a different situation where there is a winter storm warning. This is for snow levels above 2,000 feet. It's going to come down, snow amounts of 12 to potentially 24 inches, so 1 to 2 feet, and that's just through tomorrow. Meanwhile, up in Bellingham, winds are whipping. We're going to have some strong winds in place tonight as well, and so we have a wind advisory in place for our western Skagit and then Whatcom counties as well, and winds could be howling up to about 45 miles per hour in terms of our gusts. Not just that, very rough surf off the coast. So another advisory to tell you about, a high surf advisory, waves of 14 to 18 feet. We also have some pretty strong winds here as well. It's cool, and we have our showers just moving through. So tonight could have some heavy rain move through. Tomorrow it's really going to be rain early and transitioning to showers. By Sunday's going to be the best of days if you do have to travel over the passes. So let's time it out for you on the future radar. This is showing the heaviest rain moving in overnight, and then even about close to daybreak on Saturday, we have a lot of mountain snow, and it's going to linger. We could even have some of that convergence starting to set up over the passes as well. Here's Saturday evening. We still have a couple of showers, some lingering snow showers up in the passes. Sunday is looking fine. We may even have some snow breaks in the mix, but then here comes the next system on Monday. And once again, we could be dealing with some heavy snow up in the passes. So through the weekend, we're looking at about a foot, maybe up to 2 feet up in the northern Cascades. But then we go ahead to next week. That's where we could have, when this is all said and done, potentially 2 to 4 feet of snow, which is welcomed. But of course, that's going to be some heavy, heavy snow. Now into next week, as I mentioned, we are watching for that potential for some lowland snow showers. The temperatures are really going to tank late next week.
All right, so we talked about the Haniger deal. Now it's time to talk about the other shoe that dropped today. The Mariners and Rays finally made a trade, but it's not the one we were expecting.
wooded areas through neighborhoods as well. They also attended community events, visited schools and the Citizens Academy. Now, Sergeant Goforth says Kane was the best canine partner he could have asked for.
The news continues at 11 on Kiro 7 tonight, with Boeing asking for one of their newest 737 models to be exempted from a safety standard. Now, the problem is it's meant to prevent part of the engine from breaking off mid-flight. What they're proposing instead and how long planes could be in effect, that's tonight at 11.
Well, the Seahawks are inviting you and your family to Field Day. That means next Friday, before they replace the turf, you can get access to the field grounds. Best thing, it's all free. All you have to do is register online to reserve your spot. And the link opens at 10 a.m. We'll have a link on how to do that on our website. Pretty fun.
One place they can't close the roof.
No. And the next few days, we're going to have a lot of rain there. A few areas of rain and a lot of mountain snow tonight. And we'll watch the cold next week.
So, bingo card, everything. Including sunshine. We'll see you tonight at 11.
Kiro 7 News is live, local, in-depth, 24/7. Log on to Kiro7.com and download the Kiro 7 News and Weather apps.
Shopping for insurance.
Whoa. The unexpected can happen to any of us. That's why SelectQuote makes it easy to get the life insurance coverage you need to protect your family for less than $1 a day.
SelectQuote found me a $500,000 policy for only $16 a month.
We could help you save more than 50% on life insurance.
Call us. SelectQuote. We shop, you save.
Attention taxpayers, if you or your business owe more than $10,000 to the IRS or have years of unfiled tax returns, you can be hit with wage garnishments, liens, levies. Anthem Tax Services are experts in tax relief and have represented over $650 million in tax liabilities. If we don't save you money or rework your payments, you get your money back guaranteed.
Call 800-528-2317.
If you're on supplemental oxygen, heavy and awkward tanks are a burden. Now you can leave home and leave the tanks behind with Inogen One, the portable oxygen concentrator you can take almost anywhere.
Just press the button here, and there's my oxygen.
I could play golf again. I could go grocery shopping. I'm free again.
I go anywhere with this. Look how small it is.
And right now, you can try an Inogen One for 30 days completely risk-free. Your insurance may even cover your new Inogen One system.
Call 800-835-1488. Cars will break down, and when they do, it's too late. If your car is out of warranty, it leaves you with two choices. Get stuck paying for expensive repairs, or one phone call to CarShield. Their administrators pay for your covered repairs so you don't have to. Your coverage includes roadside assistance, towing, rental, and so much more. Plus, with their nationwide network, you choose the mechanic or dealer. Best of all, there's coverage for every wallet size. Make the smart call before it's too late. Call CarShield today.
Kiro 7 News starting at 4 when you need to know.
When you need to stay plugged in and connected.
We've got you. Live breaking news so you know what's happening now.
We've got you.
Investigations and in-depth coverage so you get answers. We got you.
I also reached out to Governor Inslee's office.
Weather on the way so you can prepare. We've got you.
Bringing the day's biggest stories into focus so you know more. We've got you. Watch Kiro 7 News at 4, 5, and 6.
Now, I'm known as the guy who can fix just about anything, but the technology in most appliances require...
Kiro 7 at 7.
Tonight, Gypsy Rose Blanchard's post-prison interview.
I just want to share my story.
Chris Francis, who is in Houston. How is it, Chris?
Well, if it's one thing we learned in our travels today, it's that Husky fans will do anything to get here by the weekend, even if it's fly into any other airport in Texas and then drive into Houston like we did. And why not? Two undefeated teams, both 14-0, the last two undefeateds. And believe it or not, they have met in the recent past, the very recent past, 2021 in Ann Arbor. A Dylan Morris-led Washington Huskies team got run over by Blake Corum and the Wolverines, 31-10. You can consider that the low point of a 4-8 season for the current veteran players that are on this roster, and there are a lot of them that remember that game. Jimmy Lake was fired midway through that season, and really all they've done since they hired Kalen DeBoer is go 25-2, and they've come full circle. They get another shot at the Wolverines.
When I think of Michigan, I think of that 2021 game and the national championship in 91. Those are the two big games that I think of. And that last memory I have going down to Ann Arbor was not a good one. That taste of leaving with that loss. I mean, I didn't contribute. I played shield on front, and that's about it. But times are a little bit different now.
Yes, they are very different teams now, except, of course, running back Blake Corum is still with the Wolverines. He had 171 yards in that game. He has over 1,000 yards this season. The Husky offense, however, it's like nothing the Wolverines defense has seen this year, 37 points a game. And the Dogs certainly have that X factor. They have not wilted under the pressure all season, close games all year. The finish against Texas was a great example.
That's not the first time we've been in a moment like that. If you put on the tape, we've been in a lot of back against the wall moments, and I think that's the greatest part about football is being able to have those strong relationships and, you know, be on that stage, being able to handle that moment together. We all looked at each other, we all took that breather, and it's just another, just like practice. You know, we prepped for that moment, and be able to handle that was a very, very great moment for us.
So let's just say if it comes down to a last-second kick or a fourth down stop or a long drive by Michael Penix, well, they've done it all year long. We've seen it in almost every game. Expect it again on Monday night. In Houston, Chris Francis, Cairo 7 News.
Thanks, Chris. Well, a lot of fans and some professionals like our friend Chris Francis have been flying to Texas throughout the week, but some we spoke with are actually getting behind the wheel, and they're going to drive down to Houston as we speak.
Unreal. Jake Chapman has talked to some of them. They're on the road, that long road right now, Jake.
A very, 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 very long road ahead of them, Monique and Gary, and that is just to tailgate. They don't even have tickets to the game yet, these fans we spoke with. So let's show you how they're getting to Houston. If you take a look at your screen right here, feast your eyes on this van. This van is huge, and it's got it all. A place to sleep, there's a stove in it. They can even bathe inside this van. Now, the gas mileage, of course, because it's a big vehicle, I'd assume it's not the best gas mileage, but hey, they are doing this because they want to be with their friends. They want to be with all the Husky fans, and they want to be in Houston to be in the atmosphere to see the Huskies potentially make history winning a championship for the first time in 30-plus years. And while many people, myself included, would say this is a very crazy way to get to the game, well, they'll tell you that not only is this going to be a memorable trip, but it's going to save them thousands of dollars.
At least 2,000 in flights, and then we don't need housing.
It is until you really think about what it would have taken to get down there otherwise and trade a little sleep for a little money, and it ain't that crazy.
And the money does talk, guys. When you see thousands of dollars to fly, well, you may be willing to take that risk driving 30-plus hours. But not only are they driving through multiple states to get there, they're picking up friends along the way to join them in their journey as they hope to see the Huskies win this national championship. And we're going to be following their entire journey, and we're going to update you both on air and on the story on our website, KIRO7.com, for the latest on their trip to the national championship of 2024. Now, Gary, I asked Monique and Aaron about an hour ago, would they drive 30-plus hours to see a championship game? What would you do?
Heck no. I'm just looking it up. 2,315 miles, 7 states, but I've been to a tailgate outside of NRG Stadium before a Seahawks game. That is probably worth the trip. So, thank you, Jake.
Yeah, but you flew, Gary. Let's turn now to Chief Meteorologist Morgan Palmer. Well, luckily they don't have to drive through the passes. My goodness, because tonight, that'd be something.
Yeah, it's going to be tough, but the skiers and boarders are ready for it. We go to Crystal Mountain right now, and just wrapping up the day, we're looking at a 37-inch base at Crystal Mountain. A lot of these numbers, I think they're going to double at least by the time we get to the end of next week. A lot of that falling tonight, more than a foot of snow possible by tomorrow evening in the mountain passes. The heaviest of the precipitation is still offshore, even some thunderstorms possible at the coast this evening and into tonight, while the rest of us just get rain and some gusty wind. We've already had wind gusts around Everett topping 40 miles an hour, 30, 40, that range for many of us later today, later tonight, and into very early tomorrow morning. The wind subsiding after about 2 a.m. And a 2 is on the pinpoint storm tracker scale, moderate impacts to travel. Snow potential. This is a new forecast model putting, perhaps a foot of snow around Stevens and Snoqualmie by Sunday. And then we'll get a lot more early next week. Plus, cold air coming our way By the end of next week, we could be looking at several days with temperatures below freezing in the lowlands. And yeah, a chance of lowland snow. We'll update that coming up.
Okay, thanks, Morgan. Now in Renton, police are asking people to check their security cameras for video from an attempted carjacking on New Year's Eve. They say 2 male suspects attempted to steal someone's car at gunpoint in the early morning hours. As the driver took off, one suspect fired into the car and injured a passenger. So police need help at tracking the suspects down. They'd love anyone within the green or yellow circles right there to check their cameras and then call police.
Tonight, we are learning more about the driver shot and killed in Edmonds this week. We're told the victim was 35-year-old Abdul Qadir Getty. He's a Somali American.
He was the kind of person who will try to help every member of this community.
KIRO 7 Samantha Lomibao is in Covington, where he was laid to rest this afternoon, and the Mocs told Sammy he was dedicated to helping everyone.
As a rideshare driver, they tell me that was his way of serving the community. And today, people from his mosque showed up here to the cemetery to lay him to rest. They say he volunteered time and time again and hope there can be justice in his murder.
It's still a dream to me.
For Mohammed Jama, it's hard to believe that his dear friend, Abdul Qadir Sharif Getty, was killed on Wednesday night. Jama and Getty have been attending the Abu Bakr Islamic Center together for years.
Every time he sees somebody in need, he was there for them. He was there for the community.
What are you going to miss most?
Everything. Everything he was doing, we will miss him dearly. Yeah.
Dedicated to helping anyone in need, Getty had been a rideshare driver since 2015. The Seattle Rideshare Drivers Association tells me he was on the job when he was shot.
That he had picked up a customer from the airport and dropped off at Edmonds, and he was heading back to come back to the airport.
As a rideshare driver himself, Ahmed Moomin believes it's become a dangerous trend among their community.
It's very scary because given the fact that, you know, the hours that we are spending in the road, that, you know, it's going to be inevitable that we're going to be in risk at all time, and it's going to actually, we're going to be seeing such tragedies.
A tragedy that the Muslim community is mourning as they laid Getty to rest on Friday. The crowd pouring in to show their support for a man who's given so much in return.
They're doing work and a service to the community. If they're getting killed and nobody's asking about why or who, and nobody's bringing justice to whoever did this to them, it's sad.
Police are still searching for the suspect. They describe him as a man in his teens to early 20s wearing all black. As for the Muslim community, they are still hoping to find that suspect and bring justice to him. In Covington, Samantha Lomibao, KIRO 7 News.
I'm Mel Thomas at the Live Desk. We have a wild story out of Federal Way now. Check this out here. A viral video of a business owner locking a teen inside of her nail salon for not paying. Listen to this.
Let my child out this shop. We'll give your this money.
Okay, so this video is from December 13th. The shop owner telling KIRO 7, the teen that you see there, we blurred her face because she's a teen, got her nails done, didn't want to pay though. The owner doesn't want to be named, but tells us the girl didn't like the design she got, but she didn't say anything until it was time to pay that $63 bill. The owner says they've been scammed like this by teens before, so she locked the door and didn't let her out until she paid. The teen's mom comes to that door a little while later. That's when you hear all that yelling. Owner had already called police. Police agreed she had to pay if she wanted to leave. She ultimately did pay that bill, but the owner says the team didn't really seem to care. People are now criticizing that business owner, saying it's her fault because she didn't charge up front. Well, the owner says they do it that way because people change their minds a lot during the process, but now that people keep trying to leave without paying, they may have to change things. At the Live Desk, I'm Mel Thomas.
Well, new at 7, we're getting our first look inside the Gig Harbor home where a woman was held captive for several days. Investigators say the woman managed to escape from David Ruffer's home, running a quarter-mile to a neighbor's house, calling police. The woman told police she couldn't remember how she got in the home, but she believed she'd been beaten with a chair leg. When police responded to the home, they found Ruffer dead inside.
Well, still to come tonight, a rocket is getting ready to blast off next week, and a Washington company is leading the effort. Why this launch could usher in a new age for space exploration.
A rainy night tonight, but still a couple of weekends for wild lanterns at the Woodland Park Zoo. For tomorrow night, Looks like we'll be getting into a drying trend, and then we'll look ahead toward lowland snow next week coming up.
Plus, a local store owner accused of discrimination and assault after this altercation caught on camera. Next, one woman's claim of discrimination and the store owner.
The Eagle has landed. That's one small step for man.
Hey, what's up?
Houston, we have a situation. How did you get here?
Your character's in our video game.
Video game?
Yeah, it's what we do with Xfinity 10G. It's like, the best network imaginable.
What the heck is that?
Those are the bad guys.
Are they friendly?
The 10G network, only from Xfinity. One giant leap for mankind.
Live professional boxing returns to the Emerald Queen Casino Event Center. A full evening of boxing action. Thursday night, January 4th. Make it a destination event. Wednesday, February 14th, Emerald Queen Casino Event Center presents Johnny Gill, member of R&B legendary group New Edition and R&B supergroup LSG. February 14th at Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest.
Some choices are hard. Mashed or baked, fries or tots, plain or barbecue. But sometimes you don't have to choose, like with fishing and farming. Washington's potato farmers believe we can have both. Our potato farmers use less water than ever before to grow the world's best potatoes. They also work to keep their fields clean and healthy, which benefits everything around them. Washington potato farmers are passionate about feeding the world and protecting our natural resources. Our farmers were our first environmentalists, and so they believe that both are worth saving.
KIRO 7 News starting at 4 when you need to know.
When you need to stay plugged in and connected.
We've got you. Live breaking news so you know what's happening now.
We've got you.
Investigations and in-depth coverage so you get answers. We got you.
We did some digging and learned the city of Tacoma.
Weather on the way so you can prepare. We've got you.
Bringing the day's biggest stories into focus so you know more. We've got you. Watch KIRO 7 News at 4, 5, and 6.
Shopping for insurance.
Whoa. The unexpected can happen to any of us. That's why SelectQuote makes it easy to get the life insurance coverage you need to protect your family for less than $1 a day.
SelectQuote found me a $500,000 policy for only $16 a month.
We could help you save more than 50% on life insurance.
Call us. SelectQuote. We shop, you save.
Tonight, we're hearing from a Kirkland store owner accused of attacking a customer.
Are you recording me now?
No.
Sir, no.
You do not get to touch me.
Well, the woman behind that camera claims the store owner discriminated against her and then he assaulted her. The entire incident was caught on camera.
KIRO 7's Louis Tran looked into this. He talked with both people involved and joins us in Kirkland with what they had to say.
The woman, Kiana Ross, did not want to go on camera, but she told me on the phone that she was shopping at MC Smoke right behind me yesterday when the store owner, she said, assaulted her and discriminated against her. But the store owner tells you that this translates into something completely different in his native language.
You don't get to snatch from me. Sir, we're about to have a real big issue.
Dramatic video captured MC Smoke on Thursday. This shows the moment Kiana Ross says that she was attacked by a store owner. Ross didn't want to go on camera, but she sent an email saying that the owner, unprovoked, said, "A black consumer is a bad consumer." She added she was not rude or disrespectful.
I have my degree and I'm a nurse anesthetist. I am not a bad consumer.
Moments later.
And I have over 500,000 followers, and trust me, you will not hear the last of this.
Are you recording me now? No.
Sir, no. You do not get to touch me, sir.
We tried to talk with Ross in person, but we were told that she wasn't home. Young Pan, the owner of MC Smoke, says that Ross didn't like his service, so she threatened to leave a bad review on his business.
If you don't like his service, you don't have to buy in my store. You can buy at the other store. And now she turned on her phone.
He says that's when she started to record.
She's recording now, from now.
Leading to the physical altercation.
You don't touch people.
Sorry about this.
You do not.
Ross eventually leaves, But the store owner says that this was one big misunderstanding that he blames on a language barrier.
Black consumer means is, bad customer. But that's not just a black and white problem.
The owner says if Ross was offended by this.
Anyway, if she got bad feeling, I'm sorry about that.
Ross initially agreed to talk with me on camera, but she changed her mind. Kirkland police tell me that they are investigating this case and did not provide me with any other details. In Kirkland, I'm Louis Tran, KIRO 7 News.
In Snohomish County, Mount Lake Terrace High School is opening a new clinic providing primary care, dental, and mental health services. According to the Everett Herald, it will provide a full range of health care services at no cost to students or their families. They're expected to serve 250 students per year.
We are getting an update tonight on the last month's massive gas spill in Skagit County as crews continue to clean up that mess. This happened in Conway, where a leak in the Olympic pipeline spilled 25,000 gallons of gasoline. The Department of Ecology says one lane of State Route 534 is still closed. Meanwhile, they're working on plans to remove contaminated soil and sediment along Hill Ditch. Nearly 300 trees have been removed to clear out all the contaminated soil. So far, more than 8,000 gallons of gas have been recovered.
Okay, let's get back to Morgan now because we have all sorts of weather in front of us, but including some sunshine this weekend, too.
Right, especially by Sunday. We'll have a little bit of sun coming out, but we have a lot of nasty weather to get through. Some nice shots around western Washington. Solomon took this photo downtown Seattle. Beautiful, at least when it wasn't pouring rain, and we will have a bit of sunshine. We want to see your views from western Washington. You can go to KIRO7.com/view, and we might use that on the air. Now, it's windy out there tonight. 43-mile-an-hour wind gust in Bellingham right now. Winds coming in from the south. This is going to continue into the overnight hours. Here we go to 9 o'clock tonight, and those winds in many areas, 30, 40. Now, these are the peak gusts. It's not going to be consistently that strong, but this is enough to cause some sporadic power outages and just some issues tonight. Perhaps a few tree branches coming down or at least whipping around. Early tomorrow morning, about 1 to 4 a.m., the winds will start to subside from northwest to southeast, even though it continues to be a bit blustery into Saturday. Rain's going to be pretty heavy through the mountains, through the lowlands tonight, with snow up in the mountains, and that's really going to pick up the snow wheel later on tonight when this front starts to move on into the area. Notice we have some lightning strikes, so a very vigorous weather system in the mountains. We're going to get 1 to 2 inches per hour snowfall rates later on tonight, starting at around 10:30 to 11. And then here's some heavy rain coming through the lowlands by 11 o'clock into about 4 a.m. By 7 a.m., by sunrise, a lot of the rain starting to taper a bit, and the mountain snow will taper after daybreak. Then we'll go to showers, sun breaks, also some snow showers in the mountains occasionally. Snow totals anywhere from, say, 8 to 12 inches through the mountain passes, but we are going to be drier on Sunday, and then we do it all over again early next week. 30s in many spots early in the morning, but warm enough, no lowland snow. Highs tomorrow in the 40s, 46 in Seattle. Now, the mild temperatures are going to go away. We could get a little bit of warmth, at least for a time, into the latter part of the weekend, but late next week looks very cold across the northwest. This sets up the possibility of a number of different problems. First of all, bitter cold, and then also some snow arriving about the same time around Thursday. Thursday night looks to be the best chance for lowland snow chances. How much, we just don't know yet. It doesn't look very heavy because we could very well get some extremely cold temperatures, and that would be very dry air coming in by the weekend. We could see some temperatures, highs in the 20s by the time we get to Friday and Saturday of next week. Wind chills could be even lower. That would be some dangerous wind chill for anyone outside. We'll be monitoring that forecast and updating as we get closer.
Thanks, Morgan. Oh, man, winter's coming back with a roar. Now, the Winter Classic might be over, but T-Mobile Park is still hockey paradise.
This makes cold look fun, right? Take a look.
Nice job! Nice job, River! Nice job, Maximum!
Yeah, all those kiddos skating at the outdoor ice rink today. The Kraken hosted a couple kids this afternoon from James Baldwin Elementary and Native Youth Rise Above. The team's One Roof Foundation says this helps make skating and hockey more accessible to all kids. And we spoke with a parent chaperone on the importance of today's skate.
Being out here in the ice, it's a little challenging, so when you're kids, not everything is going to be easy the first time. So I think doing things like this can put you in a position to empower your kid to challenge themselves.
And also this evening, Kraken season ticket members are taking the ice as well.
Well, a new era of space travel is here, and several Washington state companies are taking part.
Looks like for us it's probably at least a 10 or 12-year program of steady state production.
When it's all set to launch and what it's carrying.
Plus, the Seahawks inviting you to Free Field Day when you can snag some tickets before.
When you need to know, Kiro 7 News is here.
Scammers are everywhere, and they've now found a way to steal your information through smart TV apps.
When you click on your favorite app, it'll pop up and say there's a problem and to call a number.
Well, you call, you need to pay activation fees, or they're just wanting access to your device, which is never a good thing.
Have you tried to talk to a real person for a real company? It's impossible. So if somebody says, hey, come talk to us, yeah, pretty sure it's a scam.
Watch Kiro 7 News at 4, 5, and 6.
Listen, shopping for choice.
Whoa. The unexpected can happen to any of us. That's why SelectQuote makes it easy to get the life insurance coverage you need to protect your family for less than $1 a day.
SelectQuote found me a $500,000 policy for only $16 a month.
We could help you save more than 50% on life insurance.
Call us. SelectQuote. We shop, you save.
Attention taxpayers, if you or your business owe more than $10,000 to the IRS or have years of unfiled tax returns, you can be hit with wage garnishments, liens, levies. Anthem Tax Services are experts in tax relief and have represented over $650 million in tax liabilities. If we don't save you money or rework your payments, you get your money back guaranteed.
Call 800-528-2317.
If you're on supplemental oxygen, heavy and awkward tanks are a burden. Now you can leave home and leave the tanks behind with Inogen One, the portable oxygen concentrator you can take almost anywhere.
Just press the button here, and there's my oxygen.
I could play golf again. I could go grocery shopping. I'm free again.
I go anywhere with this. Look how small it is.
And right now, you can try an Inogen One for 30 days completely risk-free. Your insurance may even cover your new Inogen One system.
Call 800-835-1488. Cars will break down, and when they do, it's too late. If your car is out of warranty, it leaves you with two choices. Get stuck paying for expensive repairs, or one phone call to CarShield. Their administrators pay for your covered repairs so you don't have to. Your coverage includes roadside assistance, towing, rental, and so much more. Plus, with their nationwide network, you choose the mechanic or dealer. Best of all, there's coverage for every wallet size. Make the smart call before it's too late. Call CarShield today.
Kiro 7 News starting at 4 when you need to know.
When you need to stay plugged in and connected.
We've got you. Live breaking news so you know what's happening now.
We've got you.
Investigations and in-depth coverage so you get answers. We got you.
I also reached out to Governor Inslee's office.
Weather on the way so you can prepare. We've got you.
Bringing the day's biggest stories into focus so you know more. We've got you. Watch Kiro 7 News at 4, 5, and 6.
Now, I'm known as the guy who can fix just about anything, but the technology.
690-1000.
Washington State Ferries continues to face really rough waters and now says they will not see any normalcy for at least 4 more years. This comes from this year's new service contingency plan, which says until they can finally get new ferries, normal service just isn't possible. This is very different from last year's report, which predicted going back to normal by the fall. That did not happen. There have been ferries needing repairs and several crew shortages as well. The earliest officials expect new ferries to come in is 2028.
Well, private companies heading out to space, that's the new possibility that could soon become a reality. Starting Monday, Redmond-based Aerojet Rocketdyne and L3 Harris Company will both help launch the Vulcan rocket. Now, it's made here by Lockheed Martin and Boeing. It will carry a lunar module that will fly using AJR's propulsion system.
Think of that as steering and leveling of the upper stage. So once the rocket has left our atmosphere and it's then going to put a payload either into orbit or send it to outer space, to Moon, to Mars, or anywhere else.
The lunar lander will be on the rocket slated to lift off from Cape Canaveral, Florida at 11:18 p.m. Pacific Time.
A well-deserved retirement for this canine with the Kent Police Department. Kane right there has worked with his handler for about 5 years. The two have tracked across marshes, busy streets, and in wooded areas through neighborhoods as well. They also attended community events, visited schools and the Citizens Academy. Now, Sergeant Goforth says Kane was the best canine partner he could have asked for.
The news continues at 11 on Kiro 7 tonight with Boeing asking for one of their newest 737 models to be exempted from a safety standard. Now, the problem is it's meant to prevent part of the engine from breaking off mid-flight. What they're proposing instead and how long planes could be in effect, that's tonight at 11.
Well, the Seahawks are inviting you and your family to Field Day. That means next Friday, before they replace the turf, you can get access to the field grounds. Best thing, it's all free. All you have to do is register online to reserve your spot. And the link opens at 10 a.m. We'll have a link on how to do that on our website. Pretty fun.
One place they can't close the roof.
No. And the next few days, we're going to have a lot of rain there. A few areas of rain and a lot of mountain snow tonight. We'll watch the cold next week.
So, bingo card, everything. Including sunshine. We'll see you tonight at 11.
Kiro 7 News is live, local, in-depth, 24/7. Log on to Kiro7.com and download the Kiro 7 News and weather apps.
Day-to-day life is a challenge on its own. Money, health, family, safety, there's a lot coming at you. I want to find answers and dig up information that can make a real difference for you and your family. If we can be a voice to somebody, be guidance to somebody, we're here. The mission is to help people. So if I can make life better in any kind of way, I've done my job. That's why I do this. And that's why Kiro 7 investigates.
Listen, shopping for insurance.
Whoa. The unexpected can happen to any of us. That's why SelectQuote makes it easy to get the life insurance coverage you need to protect your family for less than $1 a day.
SelectQuote found me a $500,000 policy for only $16 a month.
We could help you save more than 50% on life insurance.
Call us. SelectQuote. We shop, you save.
Attention taxpayers, if you or your business owe more than $10,000 to the IRS or have years of unfiled tax returns, you can be hit with wage garnishments, liens, levies. Anthem Tax Services are experts in tax relief and have represented over $650 million in tax liabilities. If we don't save you money or rework your payments, you get your money back guaranteed.
Call 800-528-2317.
If you're on supplemental oxygen, heavy and awkward tanks are a burden. Now you can leave home and leave the tanks behind with Inogen One, the portable oxygen concentrator you can take almost anywhere.
Just press the button here, and there's my oxygen.
I could play golf again. I could go grocery shopping. I'm free again.
I go anywhere with this. Look how small it is.
And right now, you can try an Inogen One for 30 days completely risk-free. Your insurance may even cover your new Inogen One system.
Call 800-835-1488. Cars will break down, and when they do, it's too late. If your car is out of warranty, it leaves you with two choices. Get stuck paying for expensive repairs, or one phone call to CarShield. Their administrators pay for your covered repairs so you don't have to. Your coverage includes roadside assistance, towing, rental, and so much more. Plus, with their nationwide network, you choose the mechanic or dealer. Best of all, there's coverage for every wallet size. Make the smart call before it's too late. Call CarShield today.
Kiro 7 News starting at 4 when you need to know.
When you need to stay plugged in and connected.
Kiro 7 at 7.
Tonight, Gypsy Rose Blanchard's post-prison interview.
I just want to share my story.
Chris Francis, who is in Houston. How is it, Chris?
Well, if it's one thing we learned in our travels today, it's that Husky fans will do anything to get here by the weekend, even if it's fly into any